Hey, so this is going to be a video a bit different than normal. It's also probably going to be a bit long, and, yeah, just not very interesting, so you don't have to watch this at all. But if you want to, you can. So basically, channel's going to change a little bit. It's still going to be mostly red versus blue music videos, or whatever I want, really, but most recently what I've wanted is red versus blue music videos, so yeah. However, they are going to come out a bit less often than normal because I'm spending some of my free time doing other stuff. And this is the big thing that I am now working on with some friends. It's a big project. Probably won't come if it comes out. We might not finish it. It will not be for a while. However, I've also been doing some learning stuff for that, and I made a few things. So yeah, so I needed a new channel banner, so I figured I could download one, like a red versus blue themed one. There's a nice Project Freelancer one that's on the wiki, or I could make my own, because I've been trying to learn Blender. So that is what I went with. Yeah, so this is the Freelancer Agents, as I'm sure you realize. This is supposed to be during, like, while they were during the Project Freelancer saga, or maybe even before that, when they were all at Project Freelancer, and they hadn't died and stuff. Yeah, so the channel banner needed a change, so I made my own. I shall explain this stuff in a sec if you'd like to know about that. Credit for all the resources will be in the description. Let's see. Oh, also the channel profile picture is going to change also because green is my favorite color, not aquamarine. I mean, I like that color too, but green's always been my favorite. It was only aquamarine because green, when we initially made those like exit profiles with my friends, green was already taken, but we aren't really using them anymore, so I'm just going to do green. Yeah. Anyways, the banner. These are roughly in order of their ranking on the leaderboard. Of course, we don't know all of them, but we can kind of assume. Except Carolina's in front because she's a squad leader. And I also did try to kind of group them up based on like who was friends with who and try to pose them cool and stuff. So yeah. Start. Agent Carolina. This is her Halo 3 armor. However, I did try to... All this stuff is based off of the animated segments, if they had them, because I believe the animation takes precedent over the machinima, because they can really do whatever they want for the animations, whereas the machinima, they can only do what's in Halo. So, she has the custom recon shoulders without the spike bits. Also, she does have her silver trim, however, I do not know how to do like texture paint and UV editing yet, so rather than being able to actually do what they look like in the show, I just use the tertiary color. That goes for everybody who had a secondary color in the animated segments that was like based on the Halo 2 color scheme, but didn't. But then I would. But for the machinima segments, they did not have those colors. I would use the tertiary color because like some of them, like Washington, South Dakota, and North Dakota, they had like a secondary color in the animation, obviously. But when they were in machinima form, they just used the normal Halo 3 secondary color. Others, like Carolina, did not. They just did not have a secondary color for machinima because it looked kind of odd. Like that would mean the shoulder pads would have had to be silver. So it was only in the animation with the modified Halo 2 color pattern rather than the Halo 3 one, and that is why I use the tertiary color because it's nice and small. York is a bit weird because they've done both for him in machinima. They've done it like all tan or tan with the silver shoulder pads and stuff. So yeah, I preferred this look. Anyways, Carolina, I gave her a custom paler visor than the normal gold because that's what it seemed to be like in the show, but of course I don't know exactly what color it was. For her equipment, the fan guides said she was proficient with the battle rifle and the plasma rifles, so of course, I mean, she had custom plasma rifles that could collapse. I used edit mode to collapse that. It does look a bit off, especially on the decal, but it's close enough. And then the wiki pointed out that she's used the Magnum more often than not, so Magnum. Oh, also the fingers, I didn't really know how to do fingers when I started making this, so the fingers might be a little bit odd. I might actually be able to fix that at some point. Like, rotate that back a little bit more. But I'll do that at some point, not now. Grappling hook, I do not have a grappling hook asset, so I used the Mark 50 sidekick from Halo Infinite and put all the shroud options on it, because it made it kind of look like one. Yeah, battle rifles there. Humbler stun baton, again, I don't have an asset for that, I just a cylinder. It doesn't look very good, but you can't really see anyway from the front. Let's see. Next up, Texas. She's supposed to be the best, but she's not the squad leader, so I put her behind. She has her dual SMGs and dual magnums that we saw. You can't really put the magnums there if the SMGs are there, so I used shin holsters for that. So Carolina just like a normal ready position. Texas is kind of in her arrogant, cracking knuckles pose. She also has her battle rifle. Even though this is based on season 9 and 10, in season 3, she specifically seemed to prefer the battle rifle, so I figured why not. Next up, York. York I had, because he likes Carolina, so he's arms around her. Carolina would probably punch him in the face with that later. But, yep, has his magnum and shotgun. Initially, I thought it was the M45 from Halo Reach, not the M90A from Halo 3, because he did use the M45 a lot in the animation too, but it seems to me that was probably taken from enemies, because whenever he was back at base, it was always the M90. Like, you can actually see if I find... see, I did actually have the M45 there. But, yeah, it should be the M90A. M90A. Yep, that's York. Wyoming is next. I wanted him to have like a crouching sniper position, like a kneeling one, so I gave him a little box pedestal crate thing to stand on. He has his sniper rifle and a magnum. Yep, not too much more to say for him. Oh, these colors should all be game accurate, by the way, because it was based on a color palette that was included with the Halo 3 rigs. The Halo 3 ones, the Halo 5 ones I'll get to later, they are less so. Next, North Dakota. He has a sniper rifle. Yeah, visually it's the standard magazine, even though he fired a lot more than 4 rounds. He should have like an extended one, but visually it is the standard. Plus, I don't know how to model an extended one anyway, unless like I could have tried to do something like pop it out more to be extended, but nah. Anyways, yep, North. He also has this SMG with the. I made sure to collapse all the stocks for the SMGs. Yep, there's North. He is trying to put his armor on South, because, you know, he's the kind brother. South is pushing him away. I'll get to South in a sec, because next up is Washington. He's got his battle rifle and magnum, pretty standard. I would have put him next to Maine, but Maine's over there, and I'll get to that in a sec. So yeah, because Washington and Maine seem to be kind of buddies before the whole meta thing. Yep. Well, next is Maine. His orange trim doesn't look quite right. It was the closest I could get, though, because it was a bit more of a deeper orange. It wasn't like translucent. Like it was like the orange is right, but because it's like the decal is partially translucent and doesn't look right anymore. So it's close enough, because his trim was orange when he was a freelancer. It was later brown when he became the meta, though, with like a red or occasionally blue armband. So yeah. His armor color is true white. For one, it'll match more with the EVA respirator area. I probably could have done the Frenzel color to do that. Oh well. And two, in season 9 especially, you can really see he's lighter than Wyoming. I don't know why, but he is. So yeah, true white for him instead of normal white. He has his brute shot and his magnum, of course. Of course, the brute shot, you can't go without the brute shot. Yeah, but he also has a magnum, because they showed that. Now, he is also, I scaled him up a little bit, because he is visually taller than everyone else, and for his pose, I made him have to crouch to get in view of the camera. My idea behind, like, the theme for this is, like, all the freelancers are posing, like, just for, like, a group photo. So, yeah. Let's see. see, he was 7th, who was 8th was South Dakota. So as I already mentioned, South Dakota's kind of pushing North's arm away because she's kind of like the mean sibling. She's got her assault rifle that we saw in Season 10, the Halo Reach one. I did not include her battle rifle that we saw in Season 6 and Recovery 1 because that was after she became a recovery agent and was no longer like a normal freelancer field agent. Because this is taking place like before, like pretty much not too long after Tex arrived, because like before everybody started dying. Yeah, she also has her suppressed magnum that we saw in Season 9. Now, next, we don't really know where Georgia was, but they implied he was on the leaderboard. He's got his jetpack. I can't close these up because it's not rigged. I could try to do something with, like, edit mode, like, rotate and put them in, like, more carefully, obviously, but I don't want to try that. Carolina's plasma rifle was annoying enough to do that, and it looks fine as is. Georgia's interesting because they actually did do the tertiary color for his secondary color. Because in the deleted scene for Season 10, they had Georgia. However, then he later appeared in Season 14, and they used the tertiary color because for the secondary color slot. So, yeah, that means I was kind of had the right idea with the rest. So, yep, I got his battle rifle. His left hand, originally, I didn't have it doing anything, and it looked kind of odd, so I pulled the magazine out, put it there. So he's reloading. Whoops. Let's see. Next. Connecticut. CC or Connie. She was a bit annoying because the respirators are always white in Halo 3, so I had to use the Frenzel armor color instead of the normal armor color options. I had to use the Frenzel. I don't really know what that means, but it basically colored everything. So the rest of it might be a little bit off, like with the dark parts. I'm not really sure what it did to affect those. She has her dual magnums and the white trim. This stuff. This is a custom Frenzel color. This is not based off the games because for some reason the game brown, that like when I put it in, it's a lot shinier than this and it just looked off. So I just tried to match it as closely as I could. It's a bit off. Yeah. Florida. Florida was really annoying because he is like completely custom in the series. Like he has the ODST helmet from Halo 3, but the rest is like custom like marine armor and stuff. So the best I could do was let's see, ODST. See, this is from like the Halo 3 Master Chief Collection stuff. ODST tack chestplate, ODST demo shoulders, but like used edit mode to delete the armbands. The knife is from the ODST tack legs. I moved it up there and deleted like the leg part of the legs. For the actual legs, it's 3 things. The legs is like the legs. It's navigator, but deleted the belt part. The belt is Mirage, but deleted the leg parts because I needed like it should not connect under there because it's supposed to be a belt. So this was the closest. And then the grenades are from the grenade belt thing is from the Rhine legs. Just deleted the leg part and the belt part. So yeah, that was annoying, but I think it turned out good enough. And of course the visors, I based it off of the visor from the Halo Reach. No, Halo 3 ODS. It was the other Halo 3 like MCC ODST visors, like from the, I think it was the Raven pack. And so, yeah, I hope that visor matches. I think it does. And I put him near Wyoming because they seem to kind of be buds. In Season 10, just like, it was a one-off line, but they seemed like they were on friendly terms. Next. Illinois. He's one of the Halo 5 ones, which they could all be very inaccurate. Illinois is the only one I'm fairly certain about because they kind of said what the wiki had a lot of info, like, on what his armor permutations were and the primary color. It didn't actually have a secondary color for him, but visually it seemed like it was like a white one, so I used salt. And those colors were also just color picked from a YouTube video. They were not, like, it was just like some YouTube video showing off all the armor colors, so they could be slightly off. The visor was just a guesstimate. That could be off. But yeah, it's the best I could do. He is patting York's back because they're friends, though the arm doesn't actually reach, but from the front, you can't tell. We don't know what his equipment was, but they said he was a good shot with a rifle, so I gave him the Halo 5 version of the battle rifle, because the battle rifle is like standard issue in the Red vs. Blue universe. And also they said he was a demolitionist, so I gave him the Pylum launcher from Halo 5. I considered this sticky detonator, however, I went with the Pylum, 1, because it's from the same game as Illinois, Halo 5, and for 2, because, like, in real life there's a launcher called the M141 bunker defeat munition, I believe. It is based off of the, actually I can just double check that, I have a second monitor. M141 BDM. Yes, M141 bunker defeat munition. It is an anti-fortification launcher that would be used by, like, sappers and stuff. So, yeah, it's a bunker buster, so demolitionist seemed like it's fitting. It looks somewhat similar. Like, I mean, a lot of things look similar to this. It looks like a bazooka. It looks like a small. Looks like a lot of things. But yeah, so that's why I went with it, because it looks similar. So yeah, it's not actually that similar to the M141 or even like the small or the shoulder launched multi-purpose assault weapon or the disposable version, the small D that the M141 was based on, but it's the closest thing. I spent enough time on that. Yeah. Oh, also, another thing with the Halo 5 ones, I don't really know where the primary and secondary colors go. Also, I know Halo 5 had multiple patterns. The patterns, I think, are wrong for a lot of them, just because I didn't know how to switch it for the rig I had. It was a bit more confusing than usual, but let me just kind of show you for shading. See, there's 3 spots, like color 1, color 2, color 3. But, like, it's primary and secondary. I'm not sure which goes to where. I just kind of looked at it and saw what looked right. Okay, then, next. We don't really know, however, I'm going to go and say it was Utah. Utah was only in the deleted scenes. And I believe in Season 9 he had a... Actually, it might have been Season 10 also, but for one of them he had a Mark 6 chest plate with recon shoulders, but then I went with the other one that was CQB chest plate and EVA shoulders because it was a little bit more different than the standard Mark 6, making him a little more visually distinct than Wyoming. He seemed to be on friendly terms with Georgia, so I kind of put him near. He's jumping to get in the camera shot. He's probably going to run into that guy. Yeah, I gave him his assault rifle and Spanker rocket launcher. Next up... I guess I'll talk about the survivors, because the other Halo 5 ones, they were based on what we saw in Season 15, the episode Battle Scars, where it's the ones that Mark Temple killed. None of the camera didn't focus on any of them too well, except a couple, so they all could be quite wrong, but they're as close as I could get them. Like, this guy, like, visor's a complete guesstimate. All the orange ones are guesstimates, but just copy and paste from Illinois' guesstimate. The silver one is also a guesstimate. I think one of these is silver. That's a guesstimate too. And yeah, we do know that 3 of their names, we know one of them was Agent Alaska, one was Agent Arizona, and one was Agent Maryland. And of course, Agent Illinois was there too. And there were 6 other deceased freelancers. The exception of Illinois, we don't know which name corresponds to what. So, oh well. I just, in the 3, I just had missing Agent 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then Illinois was 10. Yeah, this guy's, for some reason, the cyan color I picked turned turquoise with the shader. I don't know why. It should have looked more like that. It's always been like a pale blue. It was the closest I could get. The back looked right. The front, I'm not so sure. So I'm not really sure if I got the body armor right. Same one I picked for this one, which I mean, they probably shouldn't be the same, but this guy's shoulder pad looked right, but the back didn't, so I don't know. The helmets look mostly right for everybody. This guy's Air Assault, and this guy's Commando. I don't know what they're called in Halo 5, but Halo 5's not on PC, which made it extra difficult because I don't really know the armors. I had to use, like, based off of YouTube videos and references and just going through the list of the rig I had. Yeah, I'm not really sure. The colors could be a bit off. This guy, this all should be the same white color. I don't know why the shader turned it gold. The weapons I did get right, though. Assault rifle, SMG, DMR, shotgun, battle rifle, SMG. Illinois, they said that he liked drinking spiced rum. I didn't have a rig for the rum that they used, so I just made like a custom beer bottle kind of thing. Yeah, they look roughly right. I think this guy, I'm pretty sure I got right. This guy, it should be like a reddish-orange color. I couldn't figure out which one that was supposed to be. I just did this. I did give him his knife. That's the Halo Reach knife, but close enough. Yeah, and for them, they're not really posed anywhere in particular. Like, I just put them where you could actually see them from the camera. I gave her a crate for her sniper rifle. I'm not even sure what the genders are, like, they're light or heavy armor or whatever, the male-female armor. Not really sure what it's called in-game. Genders or sexes or whatever. Yeah. So I just kind of went with what looked right. Gave them pedestals so they could be seen from the camera. I think that's all the stuff to say about the Halo 5 ones. I already mentioned some of the patterns might be a bit wrong. I'm not certain about a lot of this armor, especially for the ones that were harder to see. So yeah, I guess that's enough said about that. Okay, next I will talk about Recovery 6 and 9. I do not know if they are normal Freelancer agents. Also, the pedestals just so they can be seen. But I did give them their battle rifles, and they're just standing together saluted because they seem to be partners. The reason I think they are normal Freelancer agents, though, is because Washington was Recovery 1, and South Dakota was Recovery 2. So, Recovery 6 and 9, it makes sense that they were normal Freelancer field agents like Wash and South. But I can't be sure, but whatever. It's my scene, I can do what I want. Now next, these two, we really don't know at all what they look like. It's supposed to be Alabama and Delaware. There was some implied stuff, though, so I went off that because I wanted to have a couple more in. Alabama was a freelancer who was, like, for the simulation outpost, he was on the blue team. He was like, working for the Rat's Nest Blues. So I made his armor based on theirs, like Mark 6 with the ODST helmet, and their squad leader had a CQB chestplate, so I did that for him too. And for the secondary color, it is based on whatever color that the Rat's Nest Blues didn't already pick. That was kind of a blue shade. So yeah, and he liked to ride around, like, attacking the Reds, and he died when he drove off a cliff in a mongoose. So he's in a mongoose, a little divot in the ground for the mongoose. Now there's a little bump on the ground for her. This is Delaware. We know even less about her because she was at high ground, presumably fighting for the red team because she was attacking the blue team. But the only high ground blue we know about is Leonard L. Church. He was like Blood Gulch, but he was transferred over to high ground briefly. And so I just based her off the Rat's Nest ones because it seemed that all the Sim Troopers, besides the ones that appeared in the Blood Gulch Chronicles, used ODST helmets. So, yeah. High ground. She blew herself up, so I assumed that she had some kind of explosive weapon, so I just gave her a sticky detonator. Made her mostly red. Picked a color that was not used for the secondary color. Picked one that was not already used by the Rat's Nest Reds. Just because, I mean, I didn't have anything else to go on. And again, similar to them, the squad leader, like, a blue team had a CQB, so I gave one for her too. And I think we're on our last three. The twins. No, those are the twins. The triplets. Ohio, Idaho, Iowa. These guys, their tertiary color was actually intended to be used that way because they were only appearing in Machinima in Season 14. So yeah, they're kind of like the bottom three. Ohio's a bit exasperated with them, the way I set it up. Idaho likes Ohio, like he was kind of loved her, but then like he found out she was a lesbian, so didn't continue with that. But anyways, I really don't know a whole lot about them. I've only seen like snippets past season 13, so just based off of like transcripts and stuff I've been told, I kind of based these guys' personalities. Like he's just kind of like she's just exasperated. He's just kind of like calming her, trying to talk with her or something. And then this guy is Idaho, I heard, is kind of stupid like Caboose, so I kind of had him doing a silly pose. They have their magnums and battle rifles. And yeah, I think that is everybody. There are obviously more Freelancer agents. Other ones that we have confirmed, like, exist. Well, all of them we know confirmed. Like, they do exist, however, many of them have never been used. Like, most of them are mentioned in the soundtrack for Season 9 in the track On Your Knees, including confirming that there is only one Carolina and that the reason there are 50 is because there is an agent DC. They also implied it could have been Puerto Rico, but they implied more heavily that it was DC. So these are just the ones we know the appearance of, or for the case of Alabama and Delaware, just what kind of an implied appearance I took some liberties with. Other ones that we know a little bit about are California, Hawaii, Kansas, Montana, and Oregon. They were on Agent Florida's list for who to replace him if he died in Blood Gulch when he was undercover. The list got screwed up and then got replaced with, who was it? It was, Caboose, Donut, Sister, then also Jenkins, who only appeared in, like, the alternate endings, and, some Andersmith guy that we don't know anything about. It's not the same Andersmith as from season 11 through 13. But we don't know their appearance, so yeah. And then, of course, the other states we don't know. Either Arkansas, Indiana, Colorado, Kentucky, Louisiana, Massachusetts, Michigan, Minnesota, Mississippi, Missouri, Nebraska, Nevada, New Hampshire, New Jersey, New Mexico, Oklahoma, Pennsylvania, Rhode Island, Tennessee, Vermont, Virginia, West Virginia, Wisconsin, and D.C. However, we do know from the same On Your Knees song that Virginia, West Virginia, Louisiana, and let's see, what was the other one? And Maryland are female. But other than that, you don't know. And so I didn't bother trying to put them in, besides I was kind of running out of room. Let's see. All these things, all the rigs and stuff can be downloaded from the Halo archive. The rigs were found there. I actually modified them myself to give them inverse kinematics. Because, here a brief example. I added these slider things, so I can toggle it between forward and inverse, so that way if I ever wanted to, I can use like forward kinematics. But hold on, a bit laggy. Okay, and then inverse kinematics is usually easier for natural human stuff, which is why I added this. Like, so inverse kinematics, and then the toggle switches. You can find the original forward kinematic only one on the Halo Archive Discord. As I said, also, I posted my toggleable one. There's another toggleable one on there also. You can check theirs out too. Halo 5, also downloaded from there. That was already inverse kinematics. It does not have a toggle. yeah, the color palettes were included with the Halo 3 rig, so I made sure to use those. For the Halo 5 ones, it was based off of some YouTube videos. I can try to see who made that, because I want to give credit. Yes, it was Chocolate Man on YouTube. Most of this stuff is normal Blender assets, like the stun baton, like just adding meshes and stuff. Like the bottom, just picking out materials for them was the only thing to do. Um, the beer bottle. The background is actually made. I found that on Reddit. Oh yeah, the vehicle, the mongoose, and the weapons and all that's also on the Halo archive. Let's see, the background. It was made by user glitch590. Glitch5970. So thank you to them. I did not get their permission to use this, so hopefully they're okay with that. They probably won't see this, but if they do, I mean, I can delete that if they wanted for some reason. Let's see. Yeah, okay, so channel update stuff. Go over. I already mentioned some stuff with like this is going to be the new channel banner because the Minecraft one, I haven't done Minecraft videos in forever. I haven't even played Minecraft in forever. So yeah, I wanted a new one, so made the scene that I just explained. So yeah, that'll be the new banner. The new logo will be green because green's my favorite color, not aquamarine. And there's oh yeah, so I might do some more animated stuff like with Blender. I actually do kind of have a Texas versus Carolina animation going, but it's with the original FK rig, so it's a bit more annoying. Not super motivated to continue it, but I might, because it was looking okay. Yeah, I will still, of course, be making more Red vs. Blue music videos. I have 3 that I'm actually currently making at once, just kind of flipping back and forth between them. One is almost done. Another one was one of the requests I got, and a third was one I've been thinking about doing for a while, so that's kind of just slowly adding to that. So yeah, first the one that's almost done will be finished, because I was working on that for a little bit, hopefully in a couple weeks, maybe earlier. Then the request one will be done after that. Maybe a second request one, because I had 2 request options. And then the one I've been kind of slowly working on. And yeah, my friends and I are working on a big project, so Blender is good to know for that. Blender is free, by the way. Just like look it up. It's pretty great. So yeah, if that project with my friends ever comes to fruition, I mean, it'll probably be like months or something before anything about that gets posted, but maybe we will. It'll be pretty cool if we actually do it. So yeah, some of my free time will probably be devoted to that and not music videos. So the music videos in general will be released more slowly, but they will still be released. I will still be making them because it is kind of fun. So yeah, thanks for watching if you did. Let's see, any kind of reward gets kind of long. I guess in the description there was a Red versus Blue music video I never released because it was kind of low quality compared to what I've been doing, because it looks more like my early music videos, even though it was a late one, so I'm not happy with it. But I mean, if you want it, I guess I can stick it in there just as a little bonus thing to thank you for watching this. It's kind of incomplete, but whatever. Like, the clips are all there, the audio levels are a bit off, though. But yeah, that's getting kind of long, so yeah, if you did watch it, thanks. If you didn't, well, you're not going to hear this, but I don't blame you. But yeah, some channel changes coming along, and I hope you liked this. All credits and stuff will be in the description, as will the download link if you want the render. I have both the banner version, and I also made a full screen version. I already had them rendered. So yeah, thanks for watching, and watch out for new content.